Ever feel like your baby is trying to tell you something, but you just can't crack the code? You hear them cry, and you go through the whole checklist. Are they hungry, tired, wet, gassy? It can feel like a frustrating guessing game, especially in the middle of the night when you're desperate for sleep. What if I told you that your baby is actually using a secret language, and learning it could change everything? Imagine knowing exactly what your baby needs the moment they start to cry. Less guesswork for you, less crying for them, and more sleep for the entire family. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, it's not. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's based on decades of research by an Australian pediatric nurse named Priscilla Dunstan. She discovered that all babies, regardless of what language their parents speak, are born with 5 universal sound reflexes. These are specific sounds they make right before they burst into a full-blown cry, each one signaling a very specific need. Today, we're going to decode these 5 sounds together. By the end of this video, you'll be able to listen to your baby's cries not with anxiety, but with understanding. You'll become a baby language expert, ready to meet their needs quickly and confidently. So, get comfortable and let's unlock the secrets of your baby's cries. First up is the sound every parent learns to recognize pretty quickly, but often a little too late. It's the sound for I'm hungry. This sound is ne. Listen closely. Ne. The key to this sound is the N sound at the beginning. It's produced when your baby's tongue pushes up to the roof of their mouth, which is part of their natural sucking reflex. Think about it. When a baby is hungry, their instinct is to suck. So, this ne sound is the very beginning of that motion. It's often rhythmic and can get more intense the hungrier they get. You might hear ne, ne. If you catch this sound early, you can offer a feed before they escalate into that frantic, desperate hunger cry that's much harder to calm. The next time you hear that distinct N sound, don't wait. It's the dinner bell ringing. It's your baby's way of saying, "Hey, my tummy's empty, let's eat." Recognizing this one sound can make feeding times so much smoother and prevent a lot of unnecessary tears. It's like getting a secret heads up that it's time for a bottle or the breast. Pay attention to their mouth and tongue. That upward push is your golden clue. Alright, let's move on to sound number 2. This is the one that signals I'm sleepy. The sound is O. O. This sound is made with an oval-shaped mouth, almost like your baby is starting a yawn. In fact, it often comes along with other sleepy cues, like rubbing their eyes, blinking slowly, or, you guessed it, yawning. The O sound is a reflex connected to the feeling of sleepiness. It's a much more relaxed sound compared to the urgent ne of hunger. It has a long, drawn-out quality. Think of a big, sighing yawn yourself. That's the feeling behind it. When you hear O, it's your cue to start the wind-down routine. This is not the time to introduce a stimulating new toy. It's time to swaddle them, dim the lights, sing a soft lullaby, or rock them gently. If you miss this window, your baby can become overtired. An overtired baby is often a wired baby. They get a second wind of adrenaline, making it incredibly difficult for them to settle down, even though they're exhausted. So, listening for that O is like catching the perfect wave to surf into dreamland. It's your baby telling you, I'm ready for bed, please help me get there. Learning this sound is a game changer for nap time and bedtime routines. Now for our third sound. This one signals general discomfort. The sound is hey. Hey. It's a shorter, breathier sound than the others. It almost sounds like a sigh with a bit of an H at the start. Hey, hey. This is your baby's way of saying, something just doesn't feel right. This discomfort is usually related to their senses, often their skin. It could be a wet or dirty diaper causing irritation. It could be that they're too hot or too cold. Maybe a tag on their clothing is scratching them, or the way they're positioned is awkward. The hey cry is less demanding than the hunger cry, and less sleepy than the O sound. It's more of a persistent, nagging complaint. When you hear hey, it's time to do a quick scan. Check their diaper first, as that's a very common culprit. Then, feel the back of their neck to check their temperature. Not their hands or feet, as those are often cooler. Is it sweaty? Or is it cold? Adjust their clothing or the room temperature accordingly. Check their position. Are they scrunched up? Is their arm stuck underneath them? By responding to the hey sound, you're showing your baby that you understand their more subtle needs, making them feel secure and cared for. It's their way of asking for a little adjustment to get comfortable again. Let's dive into our fourth sound. And this one is a biggie for many parents. It's the sound for lower abdominal pain, usually caused by gas. The sound is ear. Ear. This one is a little harder to describe, but it sounds deeper and more guttural than the others. It's a strained, gritty sound that comes from deep in the belly. It's often accompanied by some classic physical signs. You might see your baby pulling their legs up towards their chest, arching their back, or their face might get red and tense from the effort of trying to push the gas out. They look like they're really struggling because they are. That ear sound is the sound of them bearing down, trying to relieve that internal pressure. It's a sound of effort and pain. When you hear this, you know, it's time to help them with that tummy trouble. You can try bicycling their legs, gently pressing their knees to their tummy, or giving them a gentle tummy massage in a clockwise direction. Burping them well, not just after a feed but sometimes during, can also help prevent this gas from building up in the first place. Recognizing the ear sound means you can bring relief much faster, instead of wondering why your baby is so inconsolable. It's a direct alert that says, "My tummy hurts, I need your help." And finally, our fifth sound. This one is closely related to the last one, but it signals a different kind of pressure. This is the sound for I need to burp. The sound is a. This sound is short, sharp, and often comes in little repetitive bursts. A. It sounds a bit like a hiccup without the hic. This sound is caused by a bubble of air trapped in the chest, pressing on the diaphragm. Your baby is trying to push that bubble up and out. Unlike the deep E of lower gas, A is a chest-level sound. It's a much more direct, almost mechanical attempt to release pressure. You'll often hear this during or right after a feed. Your baby might squirm or seem uncomfortable while eating. This is your cue to pause the feed, sit them upright, and give them a good pat on the back. Sometimes a burp comes up easily, and other times it takes a bit of patience and trying different positions, like holding them over your shoulder or laying them across your lap. If you hear A and ignore it, that trapped air can travel down into the intestines, leading to the painful ear sound we just talked about. So, think of A as your early warning system. It's your baby telling you, "There's a little air bubble stuck in here. Can you help me get it out?" Catching it early keeps your baby comfortable and the feeding experience a happy one. So there you have it, the 5 secret sounds of your baby's language. Let's do a quick recap. Ne, for hungry, with that N sound from the sucking reflex. O for sleepy, with that sleepy, yawn-shaped mouth. Hey for discomfort, a breathy sound signaling things like a wet diaper or being too hot or cold. Ear for lower gas pain, a deep, strained sound from the tummy. And A for needing to burp, a short, repetitive sound from the chest. At first, it might feel a little overwhelming to try and distinguish between them. They can sometimes blend together, especially if your baby is already in a full-blown cry. The key is to listen for the sound that comes first, right at the beginning, before the crying really takes over. Don't worry if you don't get it right every single time. It takes practice. The more you listen, the more your ear will become attuned to these subtle differences. You'll start to recognize them instinctively. Think of it like learning any new language. It requires patience and attention. But the reward is incredible. Now, knowing the sounds is one thing. But what do you do once you've decoded the message? The goal is always to respond quickly and calmly. Your calm presence is just as important as the solution you provide. When you hear ne, you offer a feed. When you hear oh, you start your sleepy time routine. For hey, you do a comfort check. Diaper, temperature, clothing. For ear, you help them relieve that gas with bicycle legs or a tummy massage. And for A, you stop and burp them. By responding to these specific cues, you're not just solving a problem. You're building a powerful bond of trust and communication with your baby. You're teaching them that their needs will be met, that they are heard and understood. This sense of security is the foundation for healthy emotional development. You guessed it, better sleep. A baby who feels secure and has their needs met efficiently is a baby who can relax more easily. They don't have to cry as long or as hard to get their point across. This leads to less stress for everyone in the house. You'll feel more confident and empowered as a parent, and your baby will feel more content and settled. This journey into understanding your baby's cries is a path to a more peaceful and connected life with your little one. It transforms moments of stress into moments of connection. And let's be honest, we all want more of those sweet, peaceful moments and fewer of the frantic, stressful ones. Learning this language can drastically reduce crying time and increase sleep time. This isn't about being a perfect parent. It's about being an attuned parent. It's about listening with your heart and your ears. So, I encourage you to start listening today. The next time your baby starts to fuss, take a deep breath, pause, and really listen for that initial sound. Is it a ne, an o, a hey, an ear, or an a? You have the decoder ring now. You have the tools to understand what they're trying to tell you. This is one of the greatest gifts you can give your baby and yourself. Thank you so much for watching and learning with us today. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more tips to make your parenting journey a little easier. Sweet dreams to you and your little one.